How are you feeling? You got John Riggs here with a stack of 7 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. They're all not working. I just tested a few of these. I grabbed some of these at a recent convention, and I wanted to see. I think one of them was literally given to me for open cart surgery. But since I'm already doing that one, and I'm just trying to test these games so I can pass them out to you or something like that on Whatnot, by all means, let's just do them all in one video. I'm cool with that. Now, all the other games, I took them through a 1-up card, popped them in my system, they worked just fine, and these are the ones that didn't. So probably actually more like 6 games, and then one of them, like I said, was, I think, given to me for the purpose of open cart surgery. And open cart surgery, well, it's just a little series I've been doing on this channel to try to get these games working again. You pop in a Nintendo game, you find it at a yard sale, your aunt finds it in their attic or something like that. Oh, hey, here's some stuff for you. And they're not working. Well, chances are they're not broken. You just need to, clean them up or something like that. And I've had a decent success rate recently, so hopefully we can get all of these to work. If I can do 5 out of 7, I would say 6 out of 7. But if I can see 5 out of 7 working, I think that would be okay with me. I'm hoping the better games are working and games like Othello not so much. If I had to choose any of them. So, just like you're prepping for a meal, I'm sitting down, I've got everything plugged in that I need, I've got my 1-up card handy, got my Bright Boy handy, handful of Q-tips, got my Factor meal, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Nice to have that, that thing to snack on, that energizing something or other to keep you moving. And putting food in my face prevents me from talking so much. But, here we go. And along with the standard games, we also have a Tengen game and a American Video Entertainment game. And I'm not sure about opening these, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I suppose, if we have to open it up anyway. Might be kind of interesting. We'll save these ones for last. Let's do the ones we know first, and this is Tengen Gauntlet. Although it is a Tengen game, this is on a NES cartridge. They had a couple of them. Pac-Man was this way too. I think they had like a Pac-Man, and then they had like Pac-Man in the Tengen cart. So, using a screwdriver here, all the tools I use in these videos, you can check out my Amazon whatever store, where it's like, here's the stuff that I use. And I'm just gonna open this up. You don't have to open it up, but I love opening it up, so I can get in there as needed. Most games are 3-screw, and if it's a 3-screw, it uses one of these screwdrivers, this 3.8 millimeter video game bit, Nintendo bit, security bit. I've seen it called so many things in the past, but if you just look up Nintendo screwdriver on YouTube, or again, check out the Amazon, whatever, it should work. Big old board on this one, a bigger board than I thought. This is a DR-ROM. I don't know if I've ever seen a DR-ROM. This might be what makes the Tengen, but it looks like the pins there at the bottom could use a little Bright Boy. Again, I already took all of these through with a 1-up card first, because I always like to take games through with one of these 1-up cards as we go through. So we're starting with the Bright Boy on all of these, I think. But I do want to use a 1-up card afterwards to just clean up any residue that it has laying around or something. And Bright Boy is a brass polisher. They do not sponsor this series. I use them in almost every video. I do kind of wonder how much money they've made. Because I show them in my video. But we may never know. I should reach out to them sometime, just saying, hey, I use your stuff all the time in my videos. Let's talk sponsorship or something, right? I wouldn't mind. Big shout out to Rock Solid Productions, for cluing me in on the Bright Boy. Rock Solid Productions came from an RC racing background, and uses this stuff for what he used to do, and works great for video games too. So, and now he uses it for video games too. Because like most, I was using Brasso before all that. This is a 1-up card. I'm doing this now. Got the fluid side and the dry side. It's kind of like in lieu of using Q-tips and rubbing alcohol, which you can do too. Whatever gets these games working for you, that's what it is. But this is the stuff that I've just been doing for a while. I know get people saying, oh, use the glass pin, use the white erasers. If that works, go for it, man. All right, I'm going to use this dry side to kind of just pick up any liquid wetness, I guess. Technical terms, as always, on this channel, I hope I'm not being too technical for you by saying stuff like wetness. It's not even wetness day. Wait a minute. Okay, put my phone over there because I don't need that. Come to me so I can show you what I see. Just so you know, so this is, not that I'm just like self-promoting here. This is a game called Gleamy the Cube. You have to kind of, trace the outlines here to unlock all the keys and all that. It's one of my homebrews I have available. I do have a Shopify store now. You can see that linked in the in the video below. So I've always sold these at conventions, but if you can't make it to a convention, you can shop the Shopify store, and I'll ship it straight to you. So any of the stuff I sell, got it on there too. There we go. Gauntlet's working now. Gauntlet's working now. I had a feeling it would, but that's 1 down. So we got 1 out of 7. Can we do 6 out of 7? Mike Tyson's Punch-Out with the ripped label. We just fixed a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out not too long ago, so I have high hopes that this one will work too. Got Cobra Triangle up next. I'm looking forward to that one. That's a super fun one. So again, same thing as we did last time. Gonna open her up. You could, I mean, because, yeah, I guess you could use the Bright Boy without opening it up, but then it might get stuff shoved underneath it that you can't get to, and that's the worst. And that's what happens with, like, you know, people who use Brasso is, and I've seen it happen, where they do that, it gets on the board, they can't clean it all the way off, and then when they pop it in their system, then the Brasso gets into their console. So you got to consider that too. This is actually a pretty clean looking board. If you're curious, here's what Mike Tyson's Punch-Out looks like, and those pins down below, man, they don't look bad, but we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna pop it over here, because it actually looks pretty decent. So again, I'm gonna use the other side of the Q-tip now. I guess you could just use 1 Q-tip per job, which I usually do. But I'm like my dad, where I will wear the same shoes until they're falling apart. I will drive the same car until it's falling apart. In wrapping Christmas presents, I use as little tape as possible. I know there's some people who they tape the wrapping paper to the item itself, and then at every corner, and it's like, no, I'm gonna wrap it all up. I'm using 1 strip of tape every time. That's it, nothing else. I try not to let anything go to waste. And then it's funny because I love going out to eat. It's like one of my favorite things. I'm a huge foodie, especially regional foodie when I travel. And I'll get a dish and I'll only eat half of it, and then I'll save it for leftovers, and then I never eat the leftovers. So I'm not completely immune to you know, to wasting stuff, right? But you know, I certainly have good intentions to use it all. This looks about the same as it used to before I started cleaning it. So this one may be the one that doesn't work, but we're gonna find out right now. Please. Is this gonna be a video for another time? I might set this aside here. Capacitors look fine. Resistor is fine. Everything else good. All right, not common enough of a board for a board swap. It's pretty much the only one that they made for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Unless I find a Mr. Dreams Punch-Out or something like that, you know. But you know what? I'm going to put this aside just for now. Maybe we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this here in a little bit. We'll see what we can do. Oh, well, that's disheartening. But let's look at that here a little bit later in this video. We'll come back to that later. It's one of my favorite games, Cobra Triangle. Hoping to get this working too. But before I get to that, I got to grab something to eat. Fortunately, I have my Factor meals always nearby. Factor meals are fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved. They're prepared by chefs, delivered right to your front door in 2 minutes in the microwave. You can't beat it. I've been talking about Factor meals as a fan to some of my friends before they reached out to me. This one's the creamy tomato pork tenderloin with wilted spinach, broccoli, and mushrooms. I can't wait. You got back to school coming up and you're getting your kids' lunches ready, but you don't gotta get ready when you're already ready. When you always have these in their fridge, man. At home, at work, I keep a few of them at work too, just in case I'm like, you know, staying at work, right? I am efficiently lazy. 1 button, 2 minutes, good to go. Come on, how amazing does that look there? Cheaper and faster than takeout. You can try it for yourself too. There's options like Protein Plus, Keto, Vegan and Veggie, Calorie Smart. In fact, the Calorie Smart ones have 550 calories or less, you know, right around there. And I'm 6'5", 290 pounds. Only one of these is all I ever need. I'm not eating multiple at a time. Just one, and I'm good. I'm good till the next meal. They're all in one bite. They now have a lunch to go option too that are like microwaveless grain bowls and salad toppers and stuff like that too. What a great idea. But I'm okay with this. So join me if you would and head to factor75.com and use code JohnRiggs50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. I'm gonna keep eating this. And let's look at Cobra Triangle. Where did I put it? Here it is. Cobra Triangle, here we go. The happy singing song. When I eat the delicious food. Come on and open up for me. My wrist is actually getting tired, you see? Ta-da, ta-da. This is Cobra Triangle, one of my favorites. I could use a little cleanup there at the pins. I think we'll be okay. Let's see. I'm just kidding. That is good though. We have the Bright Boy again, and really just cleaning the pins. That's all it is. This time I will use the other side of the Q-tip to kind of, you know, pick up any residue that's laying around. Use the 1-up card that I just had. Here it is. Got the wetness in it. I said wetness instead of moist, and I think I like wetness less. So here's hoping. And again, if this doesn't work, that's all right. Come back to it another time. In the meantime, Let's see if we can get it to work just like this. Cobra Triangle for the win. Cobra Triangle for the win. Let's get that familiar theme song. That's not what I had in mind, but it'll work. All right. Cobra Triangle. Good. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Didn't work. And Gauntlet was the other one, right? Gauntlet. We did Gauntlet too. Or Gauntlet as well. I mean, we may as well try, right? Here, please work just by looking at it. Oh, good. Hey, look at this. It's funny, I literally popped it in earlier and it didn't work, and now it's working. I'll take it. Anyway, that's one less game I gotta clean. Do. Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2. I like this game quite a bit. And not just because Fabio's on the cover. I can't believe it's not butter. Does he sound like that? I don't know. Let's just pop it in and see if it works. That doesn't work. Okay, take my word for it, it didn't work. So Wizards and Warriors is a nostalgic favorite of mine. I was introduced to it by my next door neighbors, of all people. Because they had a dad who liked video games. Now, my dad is a literal boomer, or was, I should say. He passed away a few years ago. But, I mean, he was born in 1943. Literal baby boomer, right? And just wasn't into video games, and that's fine. But then it was like, what? Like other people's dads play video games? That's amazing. So long as their kids that were still younger than me, but we'd hang out sometimes because they're, people next door. They had Wizards and Warriors and were the ones who, that was my introduction to Wizards and Warriors. I remember seeing Wizards and Warriors on the shelf at my local Payless drugstore back when they sold video games. Remember that? It was before they turned into Rite Aid. It was also where I saw the stack of Tengen Tetris, where I was like, oh, there's the game I played in the arcade, that's what I want. And then for Christmas, I got the Nintendo version, because the Tengen version was already off shelves. But still, I was like, see, had I just got the game at that time, that's the game I'd have. I mean, I have it now, but yeah. So I like Wizards and Warriors. And then Iron Sword came out, and it's even better, but I still prefer the first one, just for, again, nostalgic reasons. Great animation. Great animation. Says Acclaim, but Rare made it. So many Rare games made by other companies, because Rare wasn't publishing their own games, they were just developing them. All right, this is Iron Sword. It's only been the game I've been talking about for like the last couple minutes. Like I remember. There it goes. Please. Thank you. Please. Come on. Nice. Great music in this game too. When you find the egg in the first stage, the eagle flying up into the clouds is one of my favorite Nintendo, like NES, animations on any video game. Just looks so fluid. But that's Rare for you. Okay. All right. So we're doing pretty good. We're still on course for 7 games, and if I can fix 6 of the 7, and the 6th one is still Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which we'll look at later. I want to give it a second try at life. Now the next 2 are going to be interesting because one of them is Afterburner on a Tengen board, and we'll try the 1-up card first. We'll add more fluid. Opening these are a little rough, but I can do it. So I'm going to just try a 1-up card first, just in case. Because I don't have to open it up that way. Because these 1-up cards are built for just going straight in, There's the little dry side. I pop it in my top loader. We cross our fingers, cross our eyes, cross our toes, hope for the best. Hey, we got the best! Afterburner. Now, not the best. The best NES version of Afterburner is for the Famicom, because Sunsoft made Afterburner for the Famicom, just plays different. But this is working, and I'm okay with that. Huge fan of Afterburner. And the fact that we can look at a game that literally says Sega for the NES is always fun news for me. All right, got 1 game left. Crazy Creatures. Crazy Creatures, name of this game. Now I do have a screwdriver. Yeah, it's just standard. I want to try this first, because I wonder if in doing this, maybe I just had to clean my port on the NES, and in doing this, it helped clean it kind of subconsciously. I don't know. And no, I'm not going to blow into it to see if that works, but try a 1-up card. 4. We can open it up though, just in case. Oh, good. Good. Interesting game on this one, but yeah. It's kind of a matchy-match kind of thing. I don't know. This is a hot soldering iron, and these 2 pins, I say pins, chips, these 2 right here the game's not working at all. I'm going to touch up both of them since I'm here anyway with this hot soldering iron, literally on the backside, just touching each solder point where the pins go into the circuit board. It might breathe new life into it, and that's all I'm doing. I'm touching them up just so it melts, pull away, it hardens again, and it's just like giving this, it's like giving a massage to your circuit board. You just kind of breathe some new life into it. This circuit board does look like, now that I look at it up close, this circuit board does look like it's been touched before me, but we'll see. Not all of it, not the whole thing, just a couple of spots look like it's been touched before me. You'll feel it melt, you'll see it melt, but I mean, most assuredly, you'll feel it. They do have devices that hold your circuit board in place and like magnifying things to look closer, but I figure crazy eyes and my fingers have worked so well for me in the past. And when I say past, I mean the past. I do have a few conventions coming up for the rest of the year. My next one is going to be in Layton, Utah, just north of Salt Lake City, for Utah Retro Game Swap. You'll find me at the end of September to October 1st in Pittsburgh for the Pittsburgh Retro Game Expo. The weekend after that is Syracuse, Retro Game Con. And then the third weekend, the middle of October, is Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I'll probably be there. And then in November, second weekend of November is Really Rad Weekend in Destin, Florida. The weekend after that is Free Play Florida. And I think there's another one somewhere in there, but not that I remember. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that might be too many. Hoping for the best, we got the worst. Well, you know what? What I asked for at the beginning of the video is exactly what I got. 6 out of 7 ain't bad. And I thank you for watching, and more open cart surgery videos are always coming up, so if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it.